So I started at Our Lady of Prompt Succor is what everybody should say. What we say in Alexandria, because we're hillbillies, is Prompt Succor, Louisiana, Prompt Succor Church. So at Prompt Succor, I was there for several years, 18 total. But early on, just doing part-time work there. So just in the evenings, playing for mass and helping them out, and then trying to work during the week as a real estate agent. And then finally one day, Heather and I sat down, my wife Heather and I sat down and just went, hey, we got to really think about this calling. This is something that it just feels like God keeps pulling us toward. And I've got these songs, and I want to do something with them. And we both felt like through prayer that God was calling us to do more, to dive into that, and that He would use it for something, So as we ventured into that, we took kind of a big risk, and I knew some friends of mine that had moved out to Arizona and got involved with the Life Team movement out there in St. Tim's, and so I knew that there was people out there that were really good in Catholic music, and so as we kind of just put those relationships together, I was able to get some help, kind of, some guidance on what to do.
Just a little networking here and
that's
there.
Right. That's right. How to professionally, get music recorded and make it sound great. Like in the CCM world, and I had emulated. Man, I just loved once I made that switch from playing in bars to playing in churches and trying to write Christian music and trying to play Christian music and listening to Christian music. And it was such a fruitful time. I mean, the 90s were, oh my gosh, Christian music in the 90s. I still love it. I mean, so many people are going to watch this and go, you are the cheesiest person and all. And I don't care, because Stephen Curtis Chapman, I still think when I listen to his music, I still feel like he is the guy that is sitting next to me having a conversation with me through the music that he's playing. That's what happens when he writes and plays. DC Talk, Michael W. Smith, Amy Grant, Michael English. Some of these people were just cranking out amazing, not just amazing songs, but they were performing them amazingly, that just as well as anybody in secular music. And I just thought, man. So that was just such an inspiration, and I just was like, okay, so I want to present the music that I do. I want to present it that well for God. Like what we do for the Lord shouldn't be less because there's some accommodation made, but rather it should be great because it's for the greatest being in the universe.
Yes.
So how do we make it awesome? And that was for me. Yeah, that was the thing. It was like, I got to. So I reached out to friends through Life Teen, and a guy named Jeff Thomas, who still lives in Nashville. He's actually a music director at a parish there now in Brentwood, and still a good friend. We talked this week, as a matter of fact. He's mixing some songs for me, and he produced my first record, and man, just so much fun when I think about the memories that some of the players that played on that and the process of all that.
When you made that first record, how did you market it? Did you try to find a label or something? Or you released it independently?
Yeah, we took out a second mortgage on our house.
Really?
It was a huge leap of faith.
Wow.
I do not recommend doing that. But it was something that we felt like the Lord was really calling us toward, and man, it took a big leap of faith for us. But we felt confident that we knew enough people and that we had enough events, planned throughout the year to pay for the record if it couldn't pay for itself. And the plan was, let's just order, a couple thousand copies of it and see if we can sell it when I would go and play in places. And
what was the name of that album?
Immersed. Yeah. And Immersed was, it's one of my favorite albums because I think it's so innocent in a lot of ways, and the songwriting was early, and it was my first venture into the professional music world, and really trying to answer the call to be great at music,